start asking better coaching questions. That's the subject today. What are the coaching questions that are really going to move the needle for us as coaching leaders? What we said earlier blog was that coaching in general is this collaborative process of problem solving. Okay? Collaborative process of problem solving. And what we also mentioned earlier was that as a leadership style, we're back to active intentional process of developing a team that helps the organization achieve its biggest goals. Indeed, that's what we do here at the Center for Coaching Leadership. We help you turn your work groups into teams, then we help you coach those teams to remarkable success. So we're getting defined here what coaching is in general, what is it as a leadership style, and now who is this coach that I keep talking about here? What is their role here? I would say using a collection of interpersonal skills. Okay, coach uses a collection of interpersonal skills. No spreadsheets on this one. Unfortunately, you can't, or fortunately maybe, you can't spreadsheet people to compliance or inspiration. You can't spreadsheet people to motivation, maybe, right? It just doesn't work. I don't know. I've tried it a long time ago. It just didn't work. So in interpersonal skills, this is a people game. All leadership is personal. Leadership is a people activity to do what? Inspire learning, action, and growth in another. We're inspiring it. We're helping it come about. So learning, action, and growth. This is how our team members grow over time, growing the 3 C's, if you remember that from earlier, not talking about water. The 3 C's, confidence, capability, and capacity. That's what we're looking to do, looking to grow as a coach. And really what I would say is that I would like you to consider, I'd like you to entertain the idea that we need to stop solving problems. And you say, well, that's what my job is, right? I'm a problem solver. Somebody comes to me, boom, there's the answer. And I want to say, wait just a minute. Really what I want you to do or think about, right, is how do I start solving the problem? Here's what I've noticed. Maybe you've noticed this too, that sometimes we've got a little problem right here, right? A little unhappiness happening down here. And because this isn't being handled, it spawns off all these surface problems. Okay? And so we're up here, right? Let's say we're, sort of here. We're up here, we're just whack-a-mole, all these sort of surface problems here, trying to, get to the end of them. And it's hard to do. In fact, I dare say we could never get to the end of it because we're not tackling this little guy right down here, this core problem. This is the problem. That's what I want to focus your time on. So we're either doing this or we're doing the other thing. Here's how we get in our own way. When we go right to solutions first, we are solving all these things up here. We're just solving problems. When we start with questions, though, we can better discern the problem. It helps us get to the core of it. And if we have a chance at solving this, what if all these other questions, or all these other issues rather, just went away? I mean, wouldn't that be something? So, okay. So let me offer you some coaching questions to get started. This is just a sampling of questions. This is part of our interpersonal skills, right, is questioning. And this is my absolute go-to favorite, do not leave home without this question. It's more of a statement, which is tell me more. Somebody comes into your office with a problem, right? I just talked to this client. They're very upset. They're thinking about leaving. They're thinking about wanting to talk to you guys about replacing me on the team, whatever, right? Whatever the problem is. We don't really know anything yet. They're giving us some information, but not often deep enough information. We don't really have a sense of what the issue is yet. So I want to I just go to this. Tell me more. It's the ultimate get out of jail free card if you don't know where to go next. With your team member, with a family member, at a networking event, at your high school reunion, 30-year high school reunion for me coming up this summer. Oh my goodness. Which is weird because I'm only 30 years old. I mean, go figure, right? So tell me more is your absolute get out of jail free card. Here's my other one, especially when the person is detailing to me all of the problems, the issues, the barriers, the obstacles. Here's why this doesn't work, why this won't work. I'm really stuck. And you can see they're hemming themselves in with their own thinking, right? I go, whoa, I go, time out, hold on, time out. Here, magic wand, here you go, hold this. Magic wand, anything you want, you just wave the magic wand, right? And you'll have that. What would you do, right? What do you want? This is a change. This is a reframe from problem-based thinking to solution-based thinking. From here's all the issues getting in the way to, here's what the end goal would look like. And that's exactly why I love this question. A reframe in the moment. Okay, well, what are the alternatives? What are the alternatives? If they don't bring you alternatives in the initial discussion, which is okay, sometimes it's hard to do to figure that stuff out, we're going to ask if we haven't heard anything, well, what are the alternatives here? Okay, what have you tried? What have you tried, if anything? And sometimes the answer is, well, nothing yet. That's I wanted to see you first. I want to talk to you about that. That's okay. But I'm going to start, when I ask these questions, especially this one down here, what do you recommend? What I'm doing when I ask one or more of these 5 questions, you don't need to ask all of them. Just 1 is fine, 2, 3, whatever. All 5, that's totally up to you. But when you ask them, what you're doing is you are communicating to your team member, right, what these conversations will look like in the future, right? So if they come to you with a problem and you solve it, you're also communicating to them that when you have a problem, bring it to me and I'll solve it, right? I want to communicate something else, which is, wait, you own this problem, right? You have this problem. That's okay. I'm here to work with you, to partner with you, to think through it. Here's how we're going to think through it. These are some questions that we might use. This is not coaching questions, although I do love them, all right? My absolute favorite is, have you thought about, and then you fill in your solution right here, right? Whatever that is. This is technically a question, but it's not technically a question, right? This is a command. Have you thought about whatever this is an order. This becomes an order to be followed. Okay? Next, wouldn't it be easier to, this is just masquerading, whose solution? Your solution. Your solution goes right there. Right? I own the problem. I own the problem. Also, I own the problem down here. Me being leader owns the problem. What if you, and then, guess what? Whose solution is it? Yours or theirs? Yours, right? In all of these cases, these are all questions, but they're not coaching questions, all right? This is just sort of lazy. I think of this as almost a little bit of question laziness, right? Not coming from a bad intent. I don't believe that. But coming from, I'm just not quite sure how to phrase this. I heard something about asking questions, and I'm going to do my best. So this is why I wanted to give you some other alternatives that aren't going to do this. Now, your solution might be the best solution. That's because you're probably really good at what you do, right? You're really experienced. You have a lot of knowledge and and day-to-day sort of in the weeds working this stuff out. I get that. They don't have that yet. And that's why we're asking these questions, is because we're building up the 3 C's: confidence, capacity, and capability. Okay, now here's the kicker. I love this, truly. Questions, when we ask questions, this is how we communicate to people. Partnership, respect, and collaboration. This is how we communicate. People are always like, hey, how do I communicate? You know, how do I just really get through to other people? What do I do? Well, if you simply tell people, I want you to understand that I value our partnership, that I respect you, and that I want to collaborate with you, it doesn't have the same effect as if we show that. We always want to show that. Questions are how we're going to show, right? How we're going to communicate, how we're going to show them partnership, respect, and collaboration. Okay, here's the takeaway for you. Questioning is a skill. It is not something you're born with. Advanced questioning comes after this as we start getting into it. And it doesn't mean the questions get complicated. It's just how do we know which questions to ask? Questioning is a skill that requires your patience, reflection, and experimentation. Reflection, try it, what happens? Experimentation, try something else. What happens? Maybe it works. Main tool of the coach are the questions. That's why we want to get good at it. This is our main tool. And really what they're designed to do is help us establish what the problem is. And the problem oftentimes is different than the surface problem. And I said this last time, I think, that oftentimes the problem is around confidence, right? Sometimes it's capability, right? But often it's around confidence. Okay, so what's the work for you? Use one coaching question this week. In fact, you can just use the old get out of jail free card, I dare you, right? Tell me more. And then what I would encourage you to do is really notice what happens. What did they tell you more? How long did it go? What did you actually learn after that, right? We got to this moment here, then we asked this question. What happened here after you asked that question? Did you learn more about what's going on? Did it give you a deeper understanding or appreciation? That's the sort of thing I'm asking you to think about as you're thinking about reflecting on what happened. All right. Hey, I hope this has been helpful for you. It's been a lot of fun for me. Hope to see you also at the Coaching Leader Workshop. Why have I not seen you there yet? All right, come join us there at Coaching Leader Workshop, where we talk about all these things and more. And until next time,